All right, I got the stream going.
All right,
you guys are ready.
Stream is going. Oh yeah, now you look terrible now. Yeah, perfect. Good.
Beautiful.
One day we got to fix that, man.
Well, I was telling James I'm back on Wi-Fi right now because PC's out of commission.
Right.
Okay, doing the countdown. Ready? And 3, 2. Are you doing it?
No, I was just doing the hand, and then you do the.
Oh, well, I can't see you. Hold on, I got like Twitch in front of you.
Well, I was just trying to do it like a news thing.
We need one of the
camera guys. Like, all right, you're on in 3, 2,
1.
Welcome to the Good Games Podcast. I don't know if this is real or not. My name is James.
I'm Leo.
I'm Justin.
Hey guys, what's happening?
Hey, the party is back together.
The three of us are back together. Finally, I love it.
Yeah.
The way it should be.
Yeah.
We missed you last time, Justin. It wasn't the same without you.
And we also took like a month-long break too.
Yeah, we had a weird little schedule.
Oh yeah, Leo. That's right. Leo was traveling. That's why.
Summer vacations. Yeah, those looping things.
Yeah. You guys been doing anything fun this summer?
Well, this may be a little bit of a teaser for my endorsement, but I've been doing a lot of prep work for DMing my first D&D adventure. Ooh. So that's been interesting.
I'm excited to hear about this.
A lot of hours go into that. And, the occasional binge watch on Netflix here and there.
Right. Naturally.
But other than that, no.
Nice.
We've been going to Pizza Mouse Casino with our kid.
Oh.
Excuse me, what
is the hell is that? The new version of Chuck E. Cheese?
No, that is Chuck E. Cheese. Pizza Mouse Casino.
Okay, gotcha.
That is Chuck E. Cheese. Man, God,
it makes sense because that's exactly how I would describe Chuck E. Cheese.
I haven't been to a Chuck E. Cheese in 25 years, which is probably exactly how it should be.
Chuck E. Cheese is the main reason I had a child. Like, I'm counting down when we can go to Chuck E. Like, I just want to go back, and they won't let me in. I've tried. They will not let you in.
Gone. Yeah.
No, just without a kid. They won't let you in.
Without a kid. Right.
Yeah.
Sir.
Not for not trying. Right.
Yeah.
Dude, we got a creeper guy here. I might not be allowed back, but maybe if I bring my kid, they'll be like, okay, you got a kid, come in.
I completely forgot. They tag your family with a number, so that way they know you're not trying to yoink a kid out of there.
Oh, yeah, they're super serious about it, man. Yeah, they track what kids you own. And
Charles Entertainment Cheese getting serious about pedophiles, yeah.
James, what have you been up to?
What are you?
I have not been doing anything interesting, guys. Last weekend, I sat on my couch and played video games. And the weekend before that, I sat on my couch and I played video games.
To be honest, in Florida, it is hot as balls.
Yeah.
They're going outside, doing anything outside.
Here's the thing: you can go. Oh yeah. By the way, I don't know why, because we pay an HOA and there are lawn people who do. Anyway, I was outside a couple days ago pulling weeds, and it was absolutely miserable because it is miserable in Florida. I was like, there's like these stepping stones that lead up to our patio, and I was like, I'll pull out the weeds around our stepping stones. And then like 5 minutes into it, I was like, this was a mistake, and I never want to do this again.
I've been doing Roundup for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Like, you just like spray it and it kills all the weeds in like a couple days.
Hell yeah.
And they pretty much like disintegrate after like a week. So might want to look into that.
Yeah. Gotta look into that. Well, some of it was weeds, and then some of it was like actual like grass and dirt that has grown up. So I was like, because like the groundskeeper, they're not gonna they don't care.
Yeah.
So,
Grass is just a type of weed. You hit it with the Roundup. Trust me, I've
oh
done
really?
it, and it kills.
I did not.
Yeah,
know.
but then you inadvertently kill a whole section. You're like, oh,
yeah,
fuck,
you just
now
gotta be careful.
I just
Yeah, you
create a
can't.
dead
Right,
patch in my
I
ground.
don't
If you
want
so
my
much as put like a drop on anything that's not supposed to go on, you're screwed. But
Adult
I don't
things,
want my-
people.
I don't want my HOA to come after me. Anyway, the other thing I've
Anyway.
been doing is playing Mario Golf. Have you guys been playing Mario Golf?
yeah,
Quite a
I've
bit of it.
dabbled. I've dabbled a little bit of golf here and there. I'll tell you what. It's the only golf that is even remotely interesting,
Right.
next to the golf game that maybe we reviewed last year. That one was
Oh,
pretty good
What the
too.
Golf? Oh god,
Yeah.
there's nothing tops What the Golf.
Right. Nothing tops What the Golf, but I mean, second only to that, I think Mario Golf might be the only golf game I'm actually interested in.
Right.
Yeah.
So, this is the third, probably
series?
Mario
Maybe.
Golf game.
Sounds right.
This one is Mario Golf Super Rush, I think, and the main selling point, gimmick, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, in this game is that you can, once you hit your ball, you can like move your character around the course if you're playing either speed golf or battle golf. You hit your ball, and then you can actually like the camera like tracks your character, and you can move your character around the course. And the idea is like, oh, you can either like run to your ball as fast as possible. You have like this little stamina meter, and you have like, you know, special moves and shit. Or especially if you're playing battle golf, you can be like, I could run to my ball as fast as possible, or I could go find all of these hazards all over the course, like, you know, bombs and bananas and all sorts of bullshit, Mario style, and just throw them at people and be an asshole. And that is basically Mario Golf, Super Rush.
Yeah, because if I remember correctly, the other ones were just golf, right? Like there wasn't really any. I mean, you could do like fun little power up things and hit the ball a certain way, but other than that, it was just the competitiveness was you're playing golf against someone else.
Yeah, right.
I know a lot of people swear up and down by the GameCube Mario Golf, the title of which I cannot remember right now, but I have never played it. This is my first Mario Golf game.
Well, let me ask you this. Who's the target audience for Mario Golf? Like, is it golfers that happen to play Mario? Is it Super Mario fans that want to learn to play golf?
I think it's just like standard Nintendo fans.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
targeting it's targeting
general Nintendo.
Yeah, it's targeting maybe generically people who own the Nintendo Switch, but more specifically like Nintendo fans, probably.
Do Nintendo fans want to play golf though? Like,
as a Nintendo fan, no, not really. But hey, it's a Mario sports game. I like Mario.
It just sells just because Mario. Like,
I feel like it appeals.
Yeah.
It appeals to the point of like you don't want to do sports,
right?
For real. You don't
Here's
want to
how you
go
can
out
pretend.
and hit balls. So
Especially if you live in Florida, you don't want to go outside.
Do you have a Switch? Are you not playing a game right now on the Switch? Do you want to fill her in? And are you interested in the concept of golf with a little bit of Mario Kart mixed into it? Here you go.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
a game for you.
That's a fair assessment, I would say. I mean, I guess I'm just kind of surprised that something like this would really do well, but I guess I'm also a little bit not surprised.
I don't know if it does well. It's probably going to sell a couple million copies, which is probably what it's intended to sell.
Good.
Yeah, I feel like Nintendo, when it comes to like putting out sports games that have like Mario or whatever themes on them, they for some reason they sell. People just like it.
That's what's odd to me, though.
It's like there's like a thing with like throwing Mario into a sport and people going, okay.
Yeah,
I think when Mario collides with sports, I think that brings with it, first of all, brand recognition. Like, oh, Mario, I love Mario. But also it brings with it an expectation of accessibility. Like, oh, like EA Sports, like Tiger Woods, PGA Tour, you're gonna fucking golf, motherfucker. Whereas like Mario Super
EA
Rush is like
Sports, fucking golf.
Yeah. Exactly. Whereas like Mario Golf is like, oh, like I don't really like golf, but I might like this because it's
Anybody
Mario,
can play
and
this.
it's
Right.
colorful and like anyone can
Sure.
play, and I can play with my wife or my mother or woohoo,
Right.
anyone.
Right.
Woohoo.
I
Yeah,
think it's
exactly,
like Mario Golf is to video game golf what putt is to actual golf.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
yeah,
like putt
Yes.
putt is the most accessible thing,
Anyone
and I
can do
enjoy it, and
Yeah.
I hit golf. Yeah, anybody can do it.
and you can play with your kids. It brings,
Right.
I guess, like a child element to it. I
Right.
guess
You can bring with your
Make
kids, you can play with your grandma, you can play whatever. Grandma's not playing PGA Tour 07 or whatever. Yeah.
Get fucked, Grandma. No,
You can ditch the golf and go play in the arcade for an hour, which
Right.
maybe you can consider that battle
Right.
mode. Yeah.
I think that is who it's for. It's like a family game.
Yeah, well, that's what they're good at, I suppose.
That is
It's just always
what-
surprising to me that I guess there's a little bit of like, like Mario in a different setting. Like that's kind of cool. Like what if they made like a Mario, biology research Mario, where he's like studying how to like solve
Dr.
the COVID
Mario.
crisis.
Hey, right.
Yeah, Dr. Mario. Sure, yeah,
come
yeah.
on.
I feel like any like what if Mario went to space? Oh yeah, Mario Galaxy. Like I
Yeah,
feel like
right.
anything
Yeah,
you could be
it
like,
exists.
what if?
Mario was a car salesman?
Yeah, there you go. We haven't seen computer programmer Mario.
That's wait, computer programmer Mario. Well, yeah, true.
If
Weren't
they
there a
did it though,
couple,
it would sell.
Weren't there a couple DOS spin-off games of Mario
I was trying
like
to think
that were
'cause
officially licensed by Nintendo?
there was definitely some edutainment games like early in the
Yeah.
day because that's where like Mario is Missing came from, and
Sure.
there was oh god, I can't remember the rest of them, but there was absolutely Mario like edutainment, like
Sure.
yeah.
I could see that doing pretty well with kids learning from Mario. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Mario Golf Super Rush. we got a little sidetracked there.
Oh, we've been talking about it the whole time.
Oh yeah, I mean indirectly.
So besides that,
Well, what else is
besides
there
the
to say about the
multiplayer-
game? Yeah.
So there's
I
a
don't know,
story
there-
mode, right?
Yeah. I played a couple hours of the story mode. It's fine. I imagine if the multiplayer you played by yourself. That's the single player. No,
Mario, you must save the galaxy by playing golf.
no, you actually play as like one of your me characters. I think you have to play as like a me character to play the story mode. And there's like this whole like story where it's like, oh, you and Birdo and Boo and Charge and Chuck are all these rookies out on the course, and you got to do a thing, and you do the thing, and you do it, and you get RPG, and you get your bar a little longer. Did you want your bar longer? You got it. You did it. That's the story mode. It's fine. I don't know.
Just stick with multiplayer.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. This is the second so I really liked Mario Tennis Aces. This is the previous Mario sports game by Camelot. Camelot is the studio that I guess is doing a lot of these Mario sports games. And yeah, I mean, it was kind of the same thing in their single player mode for Mario Tennis Aces. It was you go from like course to course, and there was like in the very loosest sense, there was a story of we got to stop Bowser from being bad. That's kind of what the story
Whack
is.
them with some tennis balls.
Right, yeah. That's kind of what the story mode is here. It's fine. I've heard there's like a weird twist halfway through, but I haven't put in enough time to get halfway through.
The rookie to riches story is a pretty common trope in like the sports games in general, which is kind of interesting. Like I've played a lot of NBA games, and I've played some skateboarding games, which Mario skateboarding, haven't seen that.
Oh.
Right? The one thing I want, Mario American football. Can we get that?
Yeah,
please?
that'd be great. Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
They can't have kids, wanting to go play football after playing Mario football.
I know.
Yeah.
And all those concussions.
Right. But Yeah, that's funny that they're trying. Like that's interesting. Like they're taking a more sportsy approach to that. Like the rookie that starts out like an amateur and tries to make it big and or get better and better. Like kind of like an RPG. It's very common.
Yeah, I don't know why RPG mechanics and sports games have gone hand in hand.
Yeah.
Especially, it seems like, especially in like the single player mode, it's like, oh, how do we make our sports game interesting for if you play by yourself?
Well, that's probably why.
Have a bunch of bars and then just make your bars bigger. That's
Yeah.
it.
Right. Yeah.
I get the same feeling
reduce
with
the
like
controls until you get better.
I get the same feeling from fight games that throw in stories because I feel like that half the time they do the same thing. It's just
Yeah, that's true. I
like
especially...
I remember it puts me back to like Soul Calibur. I think it was Soul Calibur 2 or 3 or something. The one that came out on GameCube.
Yep,
and,
that was 3, I think.
Yeah, and it was just there was a story mode, and I was like, you're just fighting people. I mean, okay, and you're gaining a little experience.
I mean, I would submit that fighting is just another sport. So
martial arts. Especially in the latest, most popular fighting game, Guilty Gear Strive. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but they're like, here's our game, and here's our story, and we're gonna put them in 2 separate rooms, and they're not allowed to talk to each other. The game exists, like you can play the game, and you play offline, you play online. If you go into the story mode, it's like, hey, sit down, grab some popcorn. We got you a like 90 hour and a half long minute anime movie with literally no gameplay. You're just going to watch an anime movie. That's the story mode. It's like, great. Oh, okay. All right. We just really separated those 2 concepts. Anyway, no, it just seems odd to me that like sports, which is like such a fundamental like measure of skill, right? Because it's like who is better at a thing. Like most sports is like, you're measuring who is better from a skill standpoint.
But who took the most steroids?
But then video games is like, yeah, what if we just took out that skill in the single player and just replaced it with a bar?
Right. Like changes it to time, right?
Make your your investment over time is what makes your single player character better, not necessarily you getting better at the game.
Right. That's like a lot of play times. That's the difference between multiplayer and single player. Like multiplayer is all about skill and who's better than the other person, but single player is just you by yourself.
That's why it seems so weird to me that there's such a weird dichotomy in like sports games of like, the single player is an RPG and the multiplayer is like the skill-based contest. I don't know why we like fundamentally decided that the single player is going to be like completely different than the multiplayer.
Well, what's the alternative?
I have no better suggestion. I'm just saying that is a weird. I don't know how you make a good.
Well, I'll tell you what the alternative would be. The alternative is like Ghost, time-based skill improvements, like play against your ghost self and be better than like your previous attempts or whatever. That's
okay. That's an idea because that's kind of how
it's all right.
That's kind of how real sports works, right? If you're just practicing by yourself, it's like, well, the only measuring stick you have of improvement is yourself. If you're only playing by yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then like I get the RPG aspect because I want to play video games to get away from the more realistic life, right? So in real life, if I want to just like play basketball by myself to get better, like that you're right. But if I want to like pretend that I'm becoming an NBA star, I want to like immerse myself in that journey.
100%. I agree with you. And spoiler for my top 5, all of my sports games are the most like outrageous, hyper arcade, like hyper fantasy version of sport.
Right.
Like I don't give a shit about like, let's make
realistic,
the most realistic simulation of sport. I don't care. No, right. I want the most unrealistic. I want to be able to do 62,000 flips in the air and catch on fire and dunk a basketball because I can't do that in real life, and I'll never be able to do that in real life.
He's on fire.
Let me experience that in a video game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One thing I'm surprised is that they didn't take advantage of motion controls.
Yeah.
So like Wii Sports, right? You had the golf in there, and you had to actually golf.
Mhm.
You got to whack the ball. So I don't know if to be honest, I didn't even explore the settings, but like it seems like it's the bar and it's a timing thing. Why can't we whack it
No,
with the
you can. There's an option to play with motion.
okay, I didn't.
You can play with motion controls, but they don't really shove it in your face as much as like the Wii era of Nintendo did, where it's like motion controls, motion controls, motion controls. Shh, hey, I got a secret. If you dig around in the settings, you can play with buttons, but also motion controls. Like it's kind of the opposite now. It's like if you dig around in the settings, you can figure out how to play with motion controls, but let's be honest, we all just want to press buttons. Nobody wants to look like an asshole waving their Wii remote around. There's
somebody out there.
So what was your guys' favorite mode between stroke play, speed golf, and battle golf? What was your guys' favorite mode of play?
I'm a big fan of stroke play. Yeah,
that's late night podcast.
Stroke play.
Getting our bars bigger and stroke play.
Yeah.
It's all about stroke play.
Yeah.
For me.
Honestly, I like the battle mode. I like the concept of the battle mode. Because like I mentioned before, it gives it like a Mario Kart battle mode aesthetic with the golf.
Yeah.
I do feel like the levels tend to be a little bit too big to make it worthwhile in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like I almost feel like sometimes you're running most of the time.
Well, there's not enough reward.
Something.
Yeah.
So if someone completely focuses on like shooting their balls into the hole, I mean, they're probably gonna win.
That's after the stroke play, right?
That's
balls
after
into the hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get your ball. You gotta grow your bar. You gotta get your balls in the hole. You gotta stroke play and then get your balls in the hole.
All right.
Stroke play and shoot your balls into the hole. Got it.
Right. Yeah. That's how you do it. Hole in one. For me, it kind of depends on who I'm playing with. Like Justin, I had a lot of fun with you playing speed golf, battle golf, and then with my wife, who, I mean, she likes some of the chaos and like frenetic insanity that comes with like I'm gonna throw bombs at you while you're trying to putt.
It's silly. It's fun.
Yeah, it's silly. It's fun, but also like we kind of had a lot of fun just doing the stroke play where. Like, yeah, golf is kind of like loosely competitive where you can be like, oh, who's got the lowest score between the two of us?
Right.
But also
bragging rights.
It's kind of like you can just kind of compete with yourself. It's like, all right, I'm gonna shoot, I'm gonna try to
do it.
I'm gonna try to shoot even, or I'm gonna try to shoot like 3 under par.
I'm gonna hit it over the fucking trees.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
you can be like, I'm going to pull off this crazy trick shot. Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to like the putt analogy, like to me, stroke play is pretty much, that's what it reminded me the most of. And that's what I had the most fun doing.
Yeah. Stroke play.
Stroking it.
All right. Anything else with Mario Golf?
It's good.
It is good.
Fun,
it's good.
Little filler game.
I feel like it shouldn't be as good as it is. It's it's super like casual and it's fun to just like go in there and play, and it's like it's odd that I would waste any amount of time playing it, but like it actually is pretty good.
That answers your first question, Leo, of who does it appeal to. I guess casual gamers.
Yeah. It's
a casual
their
gamer
perfect
game.
It's their niche. It's their casual summer release. Like
yeah, exactly. This is a good stopgap between Metroid 5 and Mario Party Superstars and whatever the next Zelda game is, because shit, I'm so looking forward to all three of those.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this podcast is brought to you by our patrons on Patreon. You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/goodgamescast. You can also view us on YouTube. Just search Good Games Cast, and we are on most of your favorite podcasting services. Just search Good Games Podcast or Good Games Cast. I don't know. Search all of it, and eventually you'll find it. If you're not listening to my voice, you did it wrong.
Look for the 2 G's. The 2 G's.
The G's.
Good games. See what we did there?
What else? Our email address is goodgamescast@gmail.com, and you should send us emails. Tell us what your favorite sports game is. Do it.
Tell us your best stroke.
Yeah. Tell us what your favorite stroke play is.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Our top 5 today is our top 5 favorite sports games.
Ooh.
Guys, what's your favorite sports games?
So
To be honest,
we mentioned it briefly, but I really, really like Wii Sports, and I feel like it should be in the top 5.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I totally forgot about Wii Sports. Fuck me.
I love Wii Sports.
Wii Sports definitely in the top.
Oh, I forgot about Wii Sports. I'm gonna my number 5 was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Specifically Pro Skater 2. I'll replace that with Wii Sports. I like Wii Sports.
Yeah. Tony Hawk is a cool gimmicky game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it even in my top 5.
Oh shit! Shade thrown at you, Mr.
Sorry.
Hawk. What you gonna
Sorry,
do?
Boy.
Love you, Tony.
Us.
We're good
Fight
friends.
us at goodgamescast@gmail.com, Tony.
We go way back. Sorry, Tony.
I feel like at least 3 of what I have is something James has.
Yeah, probably.
2 or 3, or
There's probably a lot of overlap.
Yeah, we're just gonna combine this list, right? Like we can come up with a top 5.
So I guess spoilers. Mario Golf Super Rush did not make my list, but one Mario game did. I've Mario Tennis Aces on my list. I really like that game.
I could gel with that. Obviously, NBA Jam is on all of ours, right?
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
come on.
NBA
come
Jam.
on.
Yeah.
Come on.
The SNES Sega version.
Yeah. I even like the remake, the remake that came out.
I like them all, to be honest.
Never played the remake. Yeah.
10 or so years ago. It's all good.
Yeah, the remake was really, really good, Justin. If you haven't checked it out, like it didn't do anything to me. It didn't do anything less good than the original.
It was just, hey, did you like the original? It's the same thing.
Here's more of that awesomeness.
Yeah. Okay.
With updated graphics. Yeah.
Blitz.
Yeah, come on, NFL Blitz.
Yeah, Blitz
come
on. NFL
Come
Blitz.
on, you can hit people after the whistle.
Yeah, I loved the ridiculous just plowing into people.
Come on, so good. Blitz.
So,
Blitz was the first
here's the
game
thing.
that understood that the NFL extra point was stupid because there's literally just a flashing thing that was like, hey, just take this free extra point. You can have it. Or if you've got big balls, you can go for 2. But if you're like, come on, you just take the little extra point. If you
yeah, do it.
Yeah.
You just plow through the entire defense and get 2 points.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
here's the thing. I don't have Blitz on my top 5, but it's because I have another game that I think fills that gap.
I
and I don't know that we
list.
could have both.
Yep.
You know what's on mine.
Yep. Mutant League.
Mutant League Football.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think you can really have both. I think they both kind of fill that same idea, you know? But I think just more nationally recognized, I think Blitz probably has the edge over Mutant League. But honorable mention, Mutant League Football is phenomenal. If you like Blitz and just like silly football, it's so good. I would love to see a Mutant League remake in 3D.
It exists. They made it. It exists. You should try it
to play it.
I actually sat down. I'm pretty sure I sat down with one of the developers at PAX.
Really?
And played. Yeah, I sat down next to him and played the game for a little bit. And I was like, not really. I was like, this is okay. And I was, I sat down and I realized how long of a game football is. And then 5 minutes in, I was like, what do I say to get out of this? Because even a whole quarter of football is this is gonna take 15 minutes to play a whole quarter.
You can do the whole.
Well, that's crazy. I feel like it should be more they should marry Blitz and Mutant League together and just make it a very fast, very up tempo, mutant game.
Let me play a full game of football in 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That would be ideal.
Or less.
Yeah.
Right. If you kill off all of the players,
I don't mind it being
over.
a just get it done kind of game.
Yeah. Just high scoring craziness.
A couple of slow-mo plays. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you got to be able to hit people after the whistle.
Absolutely. I mean, if it's a marrying of the two, you probably can murder people after the whistle.
So yeah. My top 5 is Tony Hawk, Mario Tennis Aces, NFL Blitz Pro, NBA Jam. My number 1 sports game of all time.
We all have different number 1s. Let's go.
Is Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I do love that game.
Baseball sucks ass. Baseball's the most boring sport to play, to watch.
I'd rather watch bowling than baseball.
Awful. you want baseball to be exciting, you need to play Ken Griffey Jr. Presents Major League Baseball for the Super Nintendo. It's very simple. You have one guy who pitches. You hold up if you want it to be a slow ball. Hold down if you want it to be a fastball, and you can press left to right to make it go woo. And then all you do as the batter is you try to hit it, and it's just so
impossible.
Because like it's almost a little encapsulation of a fighting game, because you can kind of condition people with like slow ball, fastball, motherfucker. Like you're out.
Right. Play mind games.
Yeah. You can really condition people, and it's like, oh, you little bitch. Like
it's the baseball game that got James into fighting games.
It's maybe. Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. so good.
And a great soundtrack, by the way.
Oh my god, done in part by Tim Follin. So if any of you know who Tim Follin is, that soundtrack is fucking jamming.
Yeah.
My number one, I don't think either of you would have. It's going to bundle up the Skate series of games.
Okay.
That is, to me, the more. If I had to represent skateboarding as a sports video game, more so than Tony Hawk, I would go with the Skate series, because like it's a good mix of realism where it makes you feel like, oh, look, I understand skateboarding, at least, even if I'm not physically like doing it, because you have to like move the control, like the joystick, a certain like combinations to do like kick flips or ollies or whatever. But it also is simple and accessible enough that anyone, I think, can play it. And then the online play was really, really good. Like you can skate around the whole town, and you made your own skater, and you'd see other people, and you can just like skate with them on the street or do a competition. I don't know. The Skate 4, I think, is still in development.
I was gonna say, are you excited for Skate 4?
I'm very excited, actually. That's kind of a guilty pleasure of mine. I'll go and play that for hours and hours and hours.
See, like I like the Skate series for its glitchiness.
Yeah,
I love the weird. Yeah. When that game glitches out, it is fantastic.
Yeah, that's very true.
To be honest, I didn't say any of my stuff in any particular order, but I am going to mention one that is on my list that I know James is going to appreciate, because it's the one and only time that James ever gets exercise, and it's when we go to like some arcade place. And that is Mario and Sonic Olympic Games, the arcade version.
Yes, the stupid like 100-meter dash where you're just like,
yeah. That's fantastic. If you want to get some exercise and you're at a Dave and Buster's or I don't know, whatever game place you have around you, yeah. If you see the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games,
that might be the first like arcade version of a game we've specifically mentioned.
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Well, I mean, it's got a home console version, but the correct way to play that game is the arcade version.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Get onto the stupid like dance mat thing and like actually move your feet and wave your hands. Yeah. Anything else? Any honorable mentions, or is that the best sports? I love that all of our picks were just the most stupid, arcadey, crazy versions of sports games.
I'm sorry. Realism in sport video games just doesn't go.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Madden, FIFA, Pro Evolution Soccer, all the 2K games. Go fuck yourselves. We want stupid, crazy arcade versions.
Yeah. The one like semi-realistic one that is on my list, I have number 4, is the NBA 2K series. For some reason, it's like the Call of Duty of sports games. Like there's one every year. I mean, literally, like they're named. A
lot of those sports games are every year. Yeah,
but like, and they go for more of like the be like a real NBA person kind of thing. But it's probably just because I grew up on NBA. Like that was my dad's thing. Something about it just hooks me. Like every other year, I pick up the NBA 2K.
That's gotta be. I mean, I know it's kind of like obvious to say that now, and a lot of people have finally caught up. I swear to God, I was saying that like 10, 15 years ago. I'm like, these yearly franchise sports games are the biggest scam. Because
absolutely.
Like all they do is like update the roster and put like, here's 1 or 2 more game modes, or like, we upgraded the graphics a little bit. But like
Yeah.
other than that, it's the same game, and they
I
charge full price. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah,
scam.
probably on the
No,
same engine, same everything.
Yeah.
No, absolutely same engine for years. Like I would
Yeah.
submit, because I picked up the last one, 2K21, and like I would submit that like they're just pushing out unfinished features
Yeah.
like as part of the game, like
Yeah.
knowing that like eventually in the next game it'll be complete, but like everyone just like goes with it. Like there's
Yeah.
literally like there's like I mean there's parts of it that are literally like buggy and unfinished, but everyone just accepts that.
A lot of the 2K games and like the EA Sports games have like finally their audience has finally like caught on to it, and now they've come under fire from like, hey, are you guys even trying? Like,
Yeah, barely, man, barely.
Yeah, like make it a thing where you pay, I don't know, $5 to get updated teams and stuff.
That's the other
something,
thing,
you know?
especially I don't know if 2K does this, but I know the EA Sports games, it's like $60, and then also you can pay a subscription fee to like,
right. For, like
it's
the
like, are you
coins and-
kidding me?
They're making a lot of money though, is the problem.
And they make crazy amounts of money, and that's
They do.
That's why they like don't they like, oh, we make a absolutely stupid amount of money for no work. So like, why
their business model?
Yeah.
Their business model is like, how little work can we do and still, you know, like where's the threshold of how much money we earn to how much work we don't have to do?
Yeah,
and we're going to settle right there, and as long as we can.
It's crazy, guys.
Just don't buy it. Don't buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you got to do.
Fans of those yearly sports franchises, hey, unless they really upgrade it and like really put some up, don't buy it every year. Just don't do that.
Be like me. Just buy one every like several years.
Sure. Yeah.
I went from like 2K18 to 2K21. Like
there
that's
you go.
That's a good pace. You know.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Oh, I was gonna say honorable mention to Rocket League. I mean, I know it's not soccer.
Oh
but
yeah, that is a pretty damn good sports game.
I was gonna put it on my list, and I'm like, yeah, but it's not. It
acts as a sports game.
It's soccer.
It sports game.
It's soccer from like 1,000 feet away, but like it's not soccer. Come on.
It's like fun soccer.
Yeah. It's soccer, but fun.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know. What else? You guys want to endorse stuff?
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll start since I already kind of started a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So back in 2019, I actually put this on my list of endorsements to make. And since then, I only played one session of D&D.
Oh, okay.
And then COVID came in 2020, so I didn't really get a chance to play then. And now we're all the way back around in 2021, and I'm back at it again. I'm trying to learn and play D&D. I mean, I've learned a little bit by now. I've played like literally like 2 or 3 sessions, and I'm actually going to run my crew through the starter set of Dungeons and Dragons called The Lost Mine of Fandelver. So I'm going to endorse. First of all, this starter set, it's fantastic. It has pre-made characters and a basic rules guide and a whole adventure designed for totally new players to Dungeons and Dragons.
That's great. That's awesome.
If you're like me, you don't know what the hell you're doing. Even the DM doesn't have to know what they're doing, and like it walks the DM through it. So I recommend that, and then I endorse the app that I'm probably are all familiar with called D&D Beyond, and it's so funny because like it is on my list. I have like a note, set of notes for the podcast for like things to endorse, and like I get rid of them or mark them as when I do. And D&D Beyond has been on there like at the bottom of my list. I just never got to it. But that's a fantastic app that helps you manage your character sheets, and they've got like a web app and mobile apps, and you can roll in D&D Beyond, and like it shows dice on the screen, and then also will roll it for you if you have the Chrome extension in like your Roll20, which is like another online.
Roll20 is fucking great.
Phenomenal tool for playing remotely, and you can like roll your D&D Beyond character sheet into Roll20 by just clicking on the attributes in D&D Beyond. It's fantastic. The whole atmosphere, just like the whole ecosystem of D&D tools and online and playing, and just do it. Like if you've always wanted to play and you felt like there's a lot of like barrier to entry, it's gone. Like it's very accessible now. 5e rules are probably the most friendly rules to new players. Go play Dungeons and Dragons. It's great to play with, friends.
Roll20 is a really good endorsement. That's such a good website, and you can use that for like literally anything. It doesn't have to be D&D. You can play Pathfinder. I've played Star Wars on it. Star
Wars
Trek
is on there.
Like they have pre-made shit for like all of the most popular RPGs, and even if you find something really obscure, you can still use it because it's like, hey, we've got like a generic character sheet creator, and here's just a generic dice roller, and you can like write your own macros, and it's super good.
And I can't believe that like it gives you like so much value, and like for free, like both of those tools, D&D Beyond and Roll20. Like what the hell? There's paid parts you can access for paid money, but like the core like use is totally free, which is insane.
Yeah, D&D super good. I see Ethan is here for endorsements. So Ethan, I've got 2 endorsements for you, Ethan. Number 1, you should watch the Olympics. I've started watching this is the most I've ever really engaged with the Olympics before.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've never like super gotten into the Olympics before, mostly because what you see a lot of times with the Olympics is like sports that I find like really uninteresting or boring, specifically like swimming or like diving, sharpshooting, like things that are measured, like things that are like, okay, I use like shooting as an example. What talk?
He wants to talk apparently.
So I use shooting as an example of like a sport I find really uninteresting because it's like, hey, what does shooting look like at the highest level? Well, you just hit the bullseye every time. That's it. There is no strategy, there is no depth. It's you just hit the bullseye. That's kind of those are the sports I find. Like track is like very uninteresting to me. What's track look like at the highest level? You run fast. That's it. But like there's a lot of sports in this year's Olympics. For instance, skateboarding and surfing are now Olympic sports for the first time. Amazing. And those are still kind of what I'm describing, where it's like they're measured by judges on a scale of like, here's they scored 9 out of 10 or whatever. But it's still interesting to see what skateboarding looks like at the highest level. It's interesting to see what surfing looks like at the highest level. But also there's sports that I find really interesting, like ping pong, tennis. I've been watching a little bit of like weird sports too. Like I've watched some judo, some I know I've watched some judo.
I love watching judo.
Taekwondo at the highest level. I watched just some of the more weird shit. And it's just like, oh, I didn't even know. Like Taekwondo is so fucking crazy because you get these guys who you get up and then you just have like one leg like this, and you're literally just like you're just kind of like jousting with your feet in Taekwondo. It's crazy. Taekwondo is really interesting at the highest level, but also I found it really educational for me because I'm learning about countries I didn't even know exist that have millions and millions of people. I'm just oh shit, I didn't know that. I can't even think of an example right now, but I'm like, my wife was like, Cyprus? That's a country? I'm like, yeah, I guess that they're a country.
They started up 2018.
So watch the Olympics. I'm also going to endorse this week. Both of these are very time limited endorsements, but I'm also going to endorse watching Jeopardy this week because Geordie LaForge, Reading Rainbow, Roots star LeVar Burton is hosting Jeopardy. And he's really good, especially in his older age. He has like a nice old man voice that's just very soft and very calming.
He talks very gently.
Just gentle. He has just a gentle, calming voice, and I find it
asleep to LeVar Burton.
And I find his hosting voice just really nice for Jeopardy, and I very much hope that he gets the Jeopardy job full time. I would love to watch LeVar host Jeopardy.
I've been watching a lot of Reading Rainbow.
Have you really?
Isaiah, the proper like little kid
like
things to watch.
Old school or the reboot?
Yeah. No, like LeVar Burton Reading Rainbow. Like I've been putting it on like every morning.
Hell yeah.
So love that guy.
Yeah.
Glad you mentioned judo, by the way, because that's like the only Olympic sports I really tune in to watch like every year are judo and then like all the gymnastic stuff. Judo because it's amazing and I've done it and I think it's really like fun to watch. But the gymnastics things just because it's like mind blowing. Like
I can't wrap my head around gymnastics. Like I've watched what's her name, Simone Biles, and she like gets up and does like a million flips in the air, and I'm like, that looks impossible and crazy. But I don't know. I can't really appreciate. Like I can appreciate how crazy it is, but like I don't know. There's a couple of things like when they do like the floor routines or the like uneven bars or like some of the stuff. I'm like, is that impressive? I don't. I mean, I know I could never do it, but I'm just like,
I mean, I just see it as like the peak form of like human athleticism. Like it's just like it's just like marvelous to watch that a human being could launch themselves in the air and like do flips. Like I'm like, what the hell?
No, the craziest thing I didn't realize about high-level judo is that they have on their chest and their head, they have these electric sensors on your torso and your head, and then on your foot, on your foot and the tips of your toes, you have also an electric sensor. So when you hit either the torso or the head, it closes the circuit, and the computer automatically knows when you hit a body shot or head shot. So the scoring is a little less subject to interpretation. It's like, no, you kicked him in the head.
Yeah, I guess that'd be more for like Taekwondo, you mean, right?
Oh, sorry. You said judo, and I meant Taekwondo. Yes, Taekwondo.
That's a little bit like fencing too. I actually know a guy who was an Olympic hopeful for fencing.
Oh,
he
that's
always
awesome.
talks about he always talks about like the aspect of like the electronic triggers of the sword, hitting that's another one. Basically all the martial arts I'd love watching. To me, that's the true test of feats.
Yeah, watch Olympics. You can see some more recognizable sports like tennis at the highest level, but also you can just see weird sports at the highest level.
The weird stuff that's the fun stuff, man, for sure.
It's like, oh shit, I guess I'm going to learn about Taekwondo today.
Yeah, but that's the only sports I like too. Is like the weird stuff. Like besides basketball, I think that's the only common one I like.
Yeah,
tennis is cool too, but I'm just not very good at it.
Well, the problem with tennis is so many of the high profile, people there's no Roger Federer, there's no Rafael Nadal. So it's like on the men's side, it's like, come on, let's not kid ourselves. Djokovic is going to win. And on the women's side, the top two seeds are like Naomi Osaka already lost, and the Australian girl Ash Barty already lost. So it's like, I don't know any of the female tennis players because I don't think any of the Williams sisters entered. So
I was very emotionally moved by I think it was a girl from Singapore who won like this, like the deadlift and like the clean and jerk motion. I don't know what they call it, but like the weightlifting competition, like that also would be interesting to watch just because I've done a lot of powerlifting. And I know how difficult it can be, but like that
clean and jerk stroke play at the highest level.
Yeah, I do love some clean and jerk stroke play. That is always good fun.
For my recommendations, endorsement. I started listening to, like The Hobbit / Lord of the Rings, like podcast, like audiobook.
Oh,
yeah, because I've never gotten around to actually like reading the books. And
that's
it's
a great
nice.
endorsement.
Yeah, it's nice to listen to the audiobooks because you get, I don't know, it gives you more of a kind of a movie feel in a way, I guess, like a theatrical feel.
Yeah. Do we know the voice actor for the reading?
What is it? I know I listened to it on Spotify. So audiobooks, there's an art by
Rob Inglis, maybe.
Which one is it? I'm trying to see.
On Audible, it's Rob Inglis, narrated by Rob.
It might be the same one. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick.
I was just curious because I've listened to The Wheel of Time on Audible audiobooks, and the guy who did that would be fantastic if he did Lord of the Rings. But there is something about like a really good reading of a fantasy book, like you said, it's kind of almost like a movie.
Yeah,
listening to it.
Yeah, because they give like emphasis on the characters. I don't know. Their information on the actual page is not very good. But it's on Spotify. You can just look it up. If you look up like The Hobbit, it comes up as like the Unexpected Journey podcast. I think that's what it's called, is The Unexpected Journey. on Spotify. It's pretty good. I had a second endorsement, and my brain just shorted out, and I completely forgot it. Yeah. So I sat here trying to remember what it was that I can't. So
Endorse remembering your shit.
Yeah. I was just about to say endorse brain health.
yeah, which is something I don't have. Endorse exercising your brain.
Yeah. All right.
Do that.
Our next episode is probably going to be Final Fantasy 14, right? Is that?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm so excited. I'm still playing it, so like I would love to dive into it.
I still have an active subscription that I've had for like 2 or 3 months and I haven't logged in. So we should probably play. Yeah.
Let's play.
All right, let's do it.
Alive.
I just figured out the golden saucer and how to get in there.
Oh,
and
that was my only goal when I started playing that game. Was like, I'm gonna get to the gold saucer, and I'm just gonna play the card game.
Oh, triple
triad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just played like 10 games of triple triad on lunch today.
And I played a bunch of triple triad, and I'm like, great, I got what I needed out of this MMO, and then I haven't logged in since. Yeah.
We should play a game.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, that's our show for the Good Games Podcast. I'm James.
I'm Leo.
I'm Justin.
Goodbye. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
When's the puppy coming?
Next week, Tuesday. So a week from today.
Are you taking any time off?
Yes, I'm taking the first week off just so I can just be on top of that dog for the first week.
Nice.
Yeah, on top of the dog. Stroke play.
You gonna
clean and jerk?
Clean and jerk the dog. Are you guys gonna do like puppy lessons or anything like that eventually, or no?
Yeah. Eventually, we're gonna do.
We had a pretty good experience with Luna at just like PetSmart. Like PetSmart had like puppy classes, and they had like a whole little area there.
Yeah, I've heard that that's good, but there's also like there's an obedience place like pretty like a dedicated like obedience place like pretty close to us. So I think Jess wants to do that. We
kind of want to send our dogs. Is that the kind of place where you send them to?
No. You like go there and like you experience the class with them. I think it's not like a daycare. No. It's not like a daycare, but there's like a place here that like it's more like like when you have the problem kids in like the movies in the 90s and they got sent to boarding school. Yeah, or whatever. Like it's more like your dogs aren't that bad. Well,
no, Luna's great. She listens really well. She has the basic training that helps us keep her under control.
I'm not sure I've ever met Neville.
Neville is crazy, and like I trained Luna like myself, and we went to the PetSmart class, so like I knew what I was doing, and he just like from the day he was born would not listen. And I understand that smaller dogs are just more difficult to train, like in general, and the breed is really, really depends on what breed. Like labs are very easy to train, so. She's a mix of a couple different things, I think, but she was smart enough to pick up quick on things. And Neville, not so much. But even so, after having Isaiah and after moving to this house, Luna has developed certain habits. For the most part, she's great, but she has certain habits like suddenly, starting to like just jump up on counters and eating food, which she never did before. But now there's like a high chair with crumbs all over it and she can't help herself, and then once she knew to do that, then she started doing it on like just our kitchen counters.
That's also one more person who's taking your entire attention away. So it's like, well, if they're not paying attention to me, I'll misbehave.
Yes. So we've been toying with the idea of like actually sending them. There's like a place that people highly review up here, and like they take your dogs for like 7 days.
Yep.
On like a farm. And they train the shit out of them, and then they give them back, and they tell you like how to keep it up.
Nice.
Are you still recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording. You can endorse it. I'll edit it in somewhere, probably at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah, because I was gonna say I had to sit here and think through the entire fucking week. It was something I recently did. What the fuck was it?
This is why I write them down.
Escape games.
Oh yeah, escape room. Yeah. Well, I
Yeah,
endorsed
let's,
that. I think
endorse-
the week you were
I
absent,
think James
endorsed
endorsed
yeah.
that last time.
Oh wow. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So escape
Back
rooms.
James's endorsement.
Yeah.
Yeah.